Hi, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hey, Zed. Good morning. Good morning, sunshine. Zed and Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Zed. Hi, Rigby. Oh, wow. Hi, everybody. I had to give the kitty cat some water. The water bowl was empty. Hi, Isabella. Hey, Devin. Devin's at work. Oh, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Zed. Nice to see you, buddy. Ryan says, good morning. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Rigby, hello, hello, and good morning. Devin's working. Stopping in. Thank you, Devin. Isabella, how are you, young lady? I'm on level 171 on Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. I don't know anything about Fortnite. But that's good, I guess, right? Is that good? How many levels are there? Hey, Chris. Good morning, buddy. I was just at your house. A little water today, you guys. The water just looks so like like a sheet of glass, doesn't it? Look at the water. It just looks so calm today. All right, there we go. Da 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 da. Chris says, good morning. Main chocolate chip balls. Hey, Richard. Good morning, Richard. Chris Outdoors. Ryan says, there's a lot of levels. Okay. 10,000? Whoa. Hey, Mint says, good morning to Zed. Rigby says, I don't play anymore. Mint says, good morning, Ryan. Chris Outdoors, can you send me some of that cool Florida weather? Are you in the heat wave, Chris? Yeah, it's very hot up north, right? Wow, we experienced that all summer long. Mint says, good morning to Rigby. Rigby says, I only played for a month. Phoenix, hey, Phoenix. Dolly's here. Good morning, beautiful Daisy. I'm so blessed to see you this morning. Aw, thank you. Phoenix, Fireside, thank you, Dolly. You're a beautiful soul. I loved watching you yesterday. And your hair looked so pretty yesterday. Your hair, and you had on some type of a blue shirt, I think. And your hair was like pulled back to almost to the side. I gotta say, you were very beautiful looking yesterday. Gorgeous. Not that you aren't every day, but you were exceptionally beautiful yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Rigby says good morning to Richard. Richard says good morning, Chris Outdoors. Saturday morning, that says good morning, Mint and Phoenix. Phoenix says if you're enjoying the channel content, hit that like button, you guys. Share us out. Yeah, thank you so much, Phoenix. Richard says good morning to Devin. Ryan says we are under a heat advisory. I know it. So much of the country is really heating up. We're hot every day. We're usually in the 90s with humidity, but it's to be expected, right? But up north, wow, yeah. They're calling it a heat dome. Somebody said they're calling it a heat dome. Devin says, hey, Mint. Mint says, good morning, Phoenix Fireside. Ryan says, hey, Ryan. Mint says, good morning, Isabella. Hey, Stacy, Brylon Farm. Hey, Stacy, good morning, young lady. Richard's got you some coffee. You want to go in, honey? Come on. You're good right there. I put Daisy in the house. Mint says, good morning, Brylon Farm. And there's the coffee. Goodness, there's a lot of chat to catch up on. Yeah, it's moving. It's moving. Hey, Joe's Mind. Welcome. Peaceful. Yes, it is peaceful. Thank you for being here. Joe's Mind. Dolly says, good morning, and chocolate chip balls. Handmade and homegrown's here. Good morning, Daisy May and everyone. Good morning, handmade and homegrown. Welcome and thank you for being here. Ryan dropped the link for Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Rigby said, I shared this with my grandma. Oh, I love that. Well, welcome to Rigby College, Joey Pug's grandma. I mean, chocolate chip balls. It's so much cooler here today, Kelly. 16. Oh, that's good, Richard. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I mean, chocolate chip balls says, good morning to Joe's Mind. Brylan says, hey, handmade and crafty. Ryan says, I have 283 subs. 283. Good for you, Ryan. You keep rocking and rolling. Good for you. Handmade and homegrown says, good morning to Stacy. Mint chocolate chip ball says, good morning, handmade. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Here. Come on. Right there. I'll get you back. Right there. Here. Stay with me. You can open this for you, okay?
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get Daisy settled. Brian Farm says, I saw your heat, Chris, outdoors. Yeah, it's warm up there. Yep, it is. Phoenix says, good morning, great talented man. Zad, salute. Dolly says, handmade, good morning, blessings. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, it's a lovely day, you guys. It's a lovely day for you and me, right? It's a lovely day for you and me. How's Daisy? She's good. You want to see her? She's right here. Say hi. Say hello. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Hello, honey. She got a haircut. Say hi to everybody. Oh, I love you. Hi, honey. I love you. There she is, you guys. That's the star.
Come on, go ahead and get back.
Sorry about that, everybody. Mint chocolate chip balls using my emojis. Thank you, buddy. Handmade homegrown says, good morning, Phoenix Fireside. Brian says she got a haircut. She did. She had a spa day. Excuse me, yes, she had a spa day Saturday. Devin's using emojis. Thank you, Devin. Good morning, Daisy. Yeah. Rhode Island Roger, hey. She looks like a completely different dog. Aw. Yeah, she needed it. But we've been waiting and waiting since we got back from Buffalo. But our groomer was unavailable. So finally we hooked up with her Saturday. She looks cute, doesn't she? Aw, thank you guys. She did get them all cut. Yes, she did. The high's supposed to be 94, Ryan. Oh, drink a lot of water. Stay in the AC if you can. Richard says, good morning, Rhode Island Roger. Roger, how you doing, buddy? So nice to see you this morning. Abigail says, hi, chocolate. Rigby's using emojis. Thank you, Rigby. Says probably. Feels better in the heat. Yeah, it does. It's gotta feel better, right? We're way overdue, too. Richard says, good morning to Abigail. Brian says, any plans? No, we went to the beach this morning, and that's as far as our getting out of the house.
Easy.
No plans other than Scrabble and puzzles. Scrabble and puzzles today. Love you, chocolate, says Abigail. Welcome, Joe's Mind, Brian. Yes, welcome, Joe's Mind. I hear the birds. Yeah, aren't they beautiful? Maddie's here, Maddie's Nifty Creations. Hi, good morning, Daisy. Hi, Maddie. How are you, beautiful girl? Let me say hi to Maddie. Rogers is 110 here. It's almost 80. We're dripping in the AC. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Drink your water. Stay cool. Try not to, overdo it. Ryan said, I love you guys. We love you too. Maggie says, hi to Stacy. Richard says, that cloud looks like a cat chasing a ball of wood. I love it. I love it. Maddie says, hi, Abigail. Seti's here. Hi, Seti. Hi, Seti. How are you? Maddie says, hi to Roger, Ryan, and mint chocolate chip balls. Roger says, good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Abigail says hi to Seti. Mint Chocolate Chip says, good morning to Maddie. Maddie says, hi, Seti. Mint says, hi, Seti. Abigail says, heat wave. I know, heat wave. Ugh, sorry, you guys. Maddie says, hi to Rigby. Maddie says, hi, Zed. Brian says, beach, then home. Sounds like a perfect day. Yeah, we hit the beach first thing in the morning, get the sunrise if we can. And now we're back for the day. I mean, we'll take a little walk to the park across the street, but that'll be about it. Someone's here to gutters for my dad's shed. Oh, cool, Ryan. Maddie says hi, Devin. Zed says hi, Maddie. Coco's here. Hi, Coco. Hey, beautiful Coco. She says, good morning, Daisy May. Everybody say hi to Coco. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, young lady. Happy Monday. Maddie says hi, Joe's Mind. Mint Chocolate Chip says, hey, Coco. Maddie says hi, Coco. Brian says hi, hey, Coco. Devin says, hey, Maddie, Nifty Creations. Maddie says, good, not wanting to get up, right? I hear ya. I didn't want to get up either. Phoenix says, Abigail, good to see you, lovely. I love you too. Coco says, hi, Mint. Tina's here. Hi, Tina. Tina's here. Hi, Tina. How's it going? Abigail says, I love you, Phoenix. Brylan says, hi, Maddie. Abigail says, hi, Coco. Coco says, hey, Ryan. Rigby says, hi, Tina. Maddie says, not joking. Froze like 3 bottles for chickens during the whole day for their water bowls. Yeah, I remember you told me that yesterday. Wow. Yeah, try to just drink water, you guys. Do the best you could do, staying cool. Coco says hi to Abigail. Mint Chocolate Chip says, good morning, Lucina. Brian says, hello, Tina. Ryan says, hey, Coco. Maggie says, they melted in seconds. Yeah. Terrible. Phoenix using emojis, thank you. Joe's Mind says, where are you from? This is United States, Joe's Mind. How about you? Where are you from? This is United States. Rigby's using emojis, thank you. Sonal's here. Sonal says, morning, Daisy and chat. Good morning, Sonal. How are ya? Sonal, I got you playing under Daisy's dad. I'm playing a playlist for you under Daisy's dad channel. Sonal said hi. Hi, Sonal. Welcome. Mint says, hey, Sonal. Coco says, hello, everyone. Hello, Coco. Beautiful Coco. So nice to see ya. How's it going up there in Wisconsin, USA? Maddie says 78 here today. Yesterday was 95. You're thankful for the 78, right? I agree. I agree with you, Maddie. Rigby says hi to Sonal. Maddie says hi, Sonal. Sonal says hello, Mint. Coco says hi, Tina. Sonal says hello, Maddie. And hi, Rigby. Maddie says hi to Tina. Coco says hi, Phoenix. Maddie says definitely. Yeah, definitely, right? Sonal says good morning to Tina. Brylan Farm says hi, Coco, as does Ryan. And he also says I sub to your channel, Coco. Deva says, Sonal, what's up? Brylan Farm says hi to Sonal. Sonal says hello to Joe's Mind. Coco says, thank you, Ryan. I'll sub you back. Aw, thank you, Coco. Roger says, please take water with you. Life and death for some folks. Yes, take water. If you're going out, guys, take water with you. Take a drink with you. It was 67 at 5:30 a.m. and I thought it would warm slowly. It will probably hit 90 within the hour, praying for the 3 mile per hour. Yes, that's the one thing. We do have an ocean breeze today. So we have that. Someone says, nothing much, Devin, and yourself. Mint says, I put ice cubes under my hat to keep my cool when it's warm. Yeah. Put a wet rag. Anything you got to do, guys. Anything. Buy one of those neck fans. Whatever you need to do. Someone says hello to Stacy. Maddie says, always take time to offer cable man or anyone working on your house bottled water or sodas, even juices if you can. Attics and crawl spaces is even hotter. Yes. Your mailman, your Amazon person, offer a drink to anybody. Yes, absolutely. People walking by on the street, the homeless. Anybody want to go hand out some water to the homeless? There's a lot of homeless here. Anything you can do to help somebody. Sonal said hi. Hi, Sonal. Welcome, buddy. Devin says, I'm at work, Sonal. Ryan says, thanks, Coco. Coco says, I'm very good, Daisy. Thank you. Awesome, Coco. I'm glad to hear that. Sonal says, Devin, nice. Maddie says, Johnny works in cable and they get dehydrated. Yes. My husband works for one of the communications companies as well. And he works outside. My husband works outside. He climbs poles. He does similar work to that, Maddie. And yes, they are very overheated. Phoenix says they shared. Everyone, don't forget to share your community page and other social media platforms. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Dolly. Maddie says smash those likes. It takes seconds. It supports the channel. It does support the channel, you guys. Every like, every view, every comment, every little emoji you put up, it all counts towards the algorithm. Thank you so much, everybody. Dolly says, I'm in Wisconsin too. Go Pack Go. So's Coco. Maddie says 8 away from 500, trying to help them get to 500. They support so many channels. Oh, thank you. Is that the one you put yesterday? I think it is. Yeah. There's a link, you guys, if you guys want to take a look at this new channel, looking for subscribers. Thank you, Maddie. Someone says, hello, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. Say hello, Dolly. I don't know why I sing that all the time I see Dolly. She says, Coco, good morning. Great to see you. Tina says, hi to Solo. Ryan says, about the people doing my dad's gutters on my shed. Yes, give them some water. Rigby says, it's so hot in the middle of the summer. It's not even the middle of the summer, you guys. Summer just started 2 days ago. It's not even the middle of the summer yet. Coco says, thank you very much, Phoenix. Ryan says, what? Phoenix says, hi, Sono, you okay? How are you? Yes, Sono, how are you? Sorry, guys, just trying to attend to Daisy. Yes, mint chocolate chips, it does get so hot in the middle of summer. It does. It does, but it's not even there yet. You're not even in July. Someone said I shared the stream. Oh, thank you, Sonal. You're so sweet. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. You know how much I love those. Maddie says, I always give a bottle if I can, but with the homeless, you got to be careful. One young woman gave a bottle and some money to one in Nashville years ago. He followed her to the department, killed her. Yeah, you got to be careful. You really do. They're here everywhere. See these bushes right here? They could be sleeping on the side of the bushes. Let me show you something else. Can you see our staircase over here? This is a staircase right here. See it? It's to go upstairs. There were homeless people sleeping under there for days. Nobody saw them. Nobody heard them, or maybe they left during the day, but they were sleeping under there at night. We found homeless people sleeping down by our pool. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So I understand. I feel bad. I really wish it would be addressed, but it doesn't. Nobody seems to care. I care. I come up with a solution that's not perfect, but they could try to tweak it. Mike Miller's here. Hi, Mike. Mike says, good morning. Is your husband a lineman electrician? No, he's not. He works communications. He works in communications, not electrician. Maddie says safety first with that. Yeah, safety first. Everybody, with whatever you do in life, safety first. Oh, Maddie, that's crazy. It is. Ryland Roger says, hi, Mike. Said he says hi. Someone says, I also work outside and I have new customers offer me soda and water. Oh, so you're working outside? Yeah. Be careful. And you know what else, guys? Let me show you something. Take an umbrella with you. You can use an umbrella like a sun umbrella. If you're out walking or you're going somewhere where you might be outdoors, there might not be any shade, take your umbrella. Use your umbrella as shade. I take it with me all the time. Take your umbrellas and use it as a shade. All right? Mike, hi, Mike. How's it going? Mike Miller, good to see you. Min says, hi, Mike. Someone says, hello, Roger and Mike. Lisa smiles a lot. Hello, Lisa. She says, good morning, everyone. Oh, Lisa, well, so nice to see you. Welcome, Lisa. Mid Chocolate Chip says, good morning, Lisa. Mike says, hi, Sono. Maddie says, hi, Lisa. Ryan says, can I see the dog? She went in the house, Ryan. If she comes back out, you absolutely can see her. I have water, a Propel, an orange, and a granola waiting for the garbage man. Kindness matters. I'm pinning you up, Phoenix, because that's so beautiful. Absolutely. had to back up. Sonal says, doing well. Sorry, Daisy, I forgot you asked me how I am. That's okay, Sonal. Sometimes I forget if I ask. Thank you for being here. Maddie says she tried calling 911, but it was too late. Roger says, I keep having a dream like on Groundhog Day. But except I'm at the airport and I always miss my flight at the last minute. I went to my doctor, told him my story, asked him for help. Wow. Wow, Roger, sorry to hear that. Brian Farms says, holy crow. Coco says, it's very kind of you, Phoenix. Rigby says, yes. Alfredo's here. Hey, Alfredo. Alfredo says, hey, Daisy. Good morning, Alfredo. Roger says, he always shook his head and walked away. And I said, Doc, what is it? And he said, there's nothing I can do. It sounds terminal. You got me there, Roger. I was a little scared. Mike Miller says, hi, Roger. Alfredo says, Coco. Coco says, hi to Alfredo. I mean, Chocolate Chip Balls says, I seen a video of a homeless person that slept in a dog kennel on someone's porch. They do. They'll sleep anywhere, especially if it's raining out. Alfredo says, glad to see you here. Glad to see you, Alfredo. Maddie says, Miss Riley, who is 13 years old, has a meeting coming up for a problem here for under the bridge. Johnny was magnet fishing in the area we had cleaned is now nasty with needles. Oh, and they threatened him? Oh, terrible, terrible. Mike says, I was an electrician for 40 years. You were, Mike? Nice. Brian Farm said it used to be just Skid Row. Now it's all over. Baton Rouge is bad also. I guess we have, yes, warmer climate. Yeah, we have more of them down here. Yeah. Min says hi to Alfredo. Alfredo says hello back. Ryan says always safety first. Alfredo says hello, Brian Farm. Sonal says I always help the homeless by giving them food and water. Good, Sonal. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. Maddie says, so Miss Riley, Princess Riley has a meeting with the town people. The mayor and everything else, all the ones that handled the town to help fix and clean the problem. Good. At least someone's trying to address it, Maddie. That's a good thing. I do definitely got to buy an umbrella. I don't have one. Yes. Even just, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a big, expensive umbrella. Go to the Five Below store and get an umbrella. Use it as shade. I'm telling you, it will help you if you are out in the sun and you can't get the relief. It will help you. Someone says, hello, Alfredo. Who will win the debate toss or you? Maggie says, ours broke yesterday. I definitely got to replace it. Ryan says, oh. Alfredo says, hello, Sonal, my friend. Hello, Sonal, my friend. Hello, Alfredo. Ryan says, okay. Phoenix says, Coco, well, it's also we are giving them extra work because my niece is living here with us. Now, since her house caught fire, so we have extra garbage, it seems like the right thing to do. Mint says, I don't own an umbrella, but I know how to stay cool and hydrated when it's too warm. Good, Mint, good. Someone says, hello, Lisa, who makes us smile a lot. Maddie says, emojis. Alfredo says, he won as always. Mike Miller says, gotta go. Everyone have a great, blessed day. Thank you, Mike Miller. Everybody check out my friend Mike Miller. Thank you, Mike, for being here. Happy Monday to you. Someone says, Alfredo, oh no. Alfredo says, you too, Mike. Someone says, take care, Mike. Maddie says, growing up, I remember my mom pulling money aside, having sodas and drinks and a few snacks. And I asked her what it was for. And she said, you come with me. And I followed her and she showed me. She showed you. Isn't that wonderful? Your mom sounds lovely. Min says, take care, Mike. Maddie says, it was for the garbage men. They were working, picking up trash. It was hot days, so she did that every single week. That's so wonderful. Your mother is a beautiful woman. Maddie says hi to Alfredo. Alfredo says, how are you, Mint? Alfredo says, hello, Maddie. Zed said, I'm thinking of something. What are you thinking of? Breakfast? Breakfast sounds good, Zed. Maddie dropped a link. Thank you, Maddie. For herself. Thank you, Maddie. That's for Maddie, guys. Someone says, some people are heartless and always bully the homeless. That is the kind of people I don't like. Something just happened to my phone. I don't know what it was. It got darker. Oh, it's getting hot. My phone's getting hot. All right. You're right, Sonal. Some people are heartless and always bully the homeless. That is the kind of people I don't like. Nope, me neither. Oh, wow, Maddie says. Min says, your mom sounds amazing, Maddie. Ann says, hello. Hi, Ann. emojis. Thank you, thank you, Coco. Maddie says, yeah. They even said that they threw needles and shark by jacks in the water. We had cleaned those waters under the bridge for years. It was fully clean. Now it's nasty and dangerous. Oh, that sounds disgusting. Gross. Alfredo says, yes, Sono, they are human waste. Whoever who was just able to do that to a homeless or an animal. Nobody really says, hey, Mint. Woo. Maddie says, since they threatening people, we don't want somebody just trying to go fish and get hurt or even killed. So that's why she thought, oh, I want to have this. And the word gets out. Zed says, a bowl of triple chocolate fudge brownie ice cream. Go for it. I say go for it. There's never a wrong time for ice cream. Sounds lovely. Enjoy. Sono's using emojis. Thank you, Sono. Sono says, hello, Zed's place. Maddie says, and Johnny basically got a hold of the town to tell him her idea. And they said, oh my God, we really want to talk with her. That's a great idea. We need to have a meeting, so she's going to go have a meeting. That's nice, Maddie. With the town, all of them. That's great. Her plan is to involve a system to clean the area up so it's clean once again, and maybe possibly distribute trash bins so these areas where people swim are not dangerous. Thank you. She's amazing. Mint says, that sounds really good, Maddie. Let's pray that the meeting goes well. Let's do that. Yes. Maddie says, thank you. Ryan says, the gutters for the shed is going to be white. Nice, Ryan. Maddie says, hope so. 2, we can't go back there till we get the assistance for the cleanup. Phoenix says, please don't forget to leave a comment after each and every live or premiere. Our support doesn't end at the end of the live. Thank you, Phoenix. You're so sweet. Alfredo says, hey, Coco. Maddie says, sharp objects. Oh, yeah. Lisa smiles a lot, says, hi, Ann. Ann, what's going on, my friend? Good morning, Ann. For you, Ann, good afternoon. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, hope you get the assistance you need to help with the cleanup, Maddie. Zed says, hey, Sono. Alfredo says, hello, Lisa. Today, some game rounds with you, eh? Half empty. Half empty? Hi, half empty. Well, good morning. Half empty says, good morning, everyone. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful day. Thank you, half empty. I hope you do too. Thank you so much for stopping in and saying hello to us. Maddie says, it's pretty scary because they surrounded him. And they all had things in their hands. They were sharp and knives and stuff, and even needles telling him they were going to hurt him. Oh, that is so scary, Maddie. Ann says, hi, Lisa. Maddie says, hi, Ann. Lisa says, good morning, nobody really. Alfredo says, hello to Ann. Mint Chocolate Chip says, good morning, Ann's place. Granny Paula's here. Hi, Paula. Welcome, Paula. She says, Phoenix Fireside, you are so kind. She is, isn't she? Hello, Paula. Good to see you. Ann says, hi to Mint Chocolate Chip Balls. Mint says, hey, half empty, how's it going? Paula says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Paula. Good morning. Brylon Farm says, hello, Ann. Roger says, headed to the lake. See you, Mr. D. Ms. D. Ms. D. I'm headed to the lake. See ya. I got you, Ms. Daisy. Oh, enjoy the lake, Roger. Stay nice and cool. Oh, and give that beautiful dog, May, love from me, everybody. Send your love to Roger and his beautiful dog, May. Be safe out there. Have a good time, though. Thank you, Roger, for sharing the morning with me. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, good morning to Paula. Alfredo says, hey, Granny. Brylon Farm says, hello, half empty. Rigby says, who has a dog? Who has a dog? Probably just about everybody here. Paula says, good morning, Mint Chocolate Chip Balls. Maddie says, hi, Granny. Paula says, Alfredo Leon emoji. Ann says, had 2 back molars cut out today. Didn't you feel the injection? It was like a dream. Oh, Ann. That's good, I guess, right? Oh, my goodness. Are you okay, though? Paula says hi to Maddie. Sono says hello to Paula. Lisa says, Alfredo, I can try. Sono says hello to Ann. Paula says, hi, Sono's all about freedom. Ann says, hi, Granny Paula. Paula says, hi, Ann's place. Alfredo says, I'll show you how easily it is, Lisa. It's not easy. I'm still confused. Paula says, hi, Lisa smiles a lot. Someone says, Share Bear will be in the chat any minute. We summon the Share Bear. Lisa smiles a lot, says, good morning to Paula. Ryan says, hey, Sono. Maddie says, so when under bridges, visiting docks, creeks, or rivers, please be careful and carry something you never, it could save you. Yeah, luckily my husband Johnny did. Yes. Be prepared, you guys. Be prepared for the unexpected. Good advice, Maddie. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, LOL, Stonewall. Brylan Farm says, hi, Granny Paula. Paul says, hi, Ryan. Alfredo says, we have a new baby at Noah's. Mister, he was refostered 4 times and declawed, sadly. Now he's in his forever home with Nick and Jen. That's lovely, Alfredo. I'm so happy for them all. So this is a little half empty. Who's on a full tank? Maddie says, I know, Daisy, my coffee's calling. My funny thing, my bed is calling me harder. Sometimes I get talking so much, I forget. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to tea time. Have a cup of coffee, cup of tea. Come and have a seat with me. My phone seems really dark, doesn't it? Something happened to it. Or maybe it was the sun went behind the cloud or something. And since I wish all the dentists could be this good. Oh, that's great, Anne, that it went that well. Oh, and the tea's delicious too. I'm glad to hear it, Anne. Paul says, oh yes, Alfredo Leon, Mr. Maggie says it's hard to find a good one, that's for sure, Anne. Snell says, I predicted Sherbro will be here, and she came. Alfredo says, Mr. Bean, like his brother Noah Bean. Susanna, single mother. Hi, Susanna. The proud single mother. How are you, Susanna? Welcome. Sherbro says, I'm lurking low. I'll be in a few more minutes. Thank you, Share Bear. Good morning, Share Bear. Susanna's using emojis. Thank you, Susanna. Richard says, yes, that is some good advice, Maddie, because you never know who you may come across under bridges and tunnels and what they may be carrying too. Safety is key. Yeah. Think ahead. Be prepared, you guys. Maddie says, hi to Susanna and hi, Share Bear. And it says, very hard, Maddie. Had some horror stuff done by some. Yeah, me too. I have a really good dentist. I love him now, but I've been through some bad ones too. Someone says, Share Bear, hello. Mint Chocolate Chip says, good morning, Susanna. Ryan says, hi, Maddie. Mint Chocolate Chip says, hey, Share Bear. Peter Pan's here. Welcome back, Peter Pan. Good morning all together. Enjoy the tea. Thank you. Peter Pan, welcome, welcome. Paula says, Mr. Bean, okay. JBCB says here, hi, Chloe. She says, good morning, Daisy. Mom's Kelly. Have a great day to you and everyone. Thank you, JBCB's Bird Sanctuary. Chloe, thank you so much for being and stopping and saying hello. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Maddie says hi to Peter. Peter? Oh, Peter Pan. Maddie says hi, JBCB's. Paula says hi, Peter. Paula says hi, JBCB's Bird Sanctuary. You too, thanks. Maddie says, beautiful mug. Thank you, Maddie. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, yes, you did, Solon. It's like you got a 6th sense for her. Brylan Farm says, welcome, Peter Pan. Mint Chocolate Chip says, hey, welcome, JBCB's, Chloe. Paula says, hey, Brylan Farm. And hi, Maddie. And says this one was a specialist, does surgery too. Yeah, a regular dentist should not be pulling molars. That should be an oral surgeon, absolutely. A half empty, it's definitely a good time for some coffee. Enjoy your coffee, everybody. Someone says, hello, Peter Pan, and anyone I missed. Brylan Farm says, hi, Share Bear. Maddie says, hello to Anne. Paula says, hi, half empty, cheers. Enjoy the coffee. Alfredo says, hey, Peter Pan. Maddie says, hi, half empty. Paula says, hey, Share Bear. Nikhil, Nikhil, Nikhil. Hi, what's up? Welcome. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Hello, and where are you from, Nico? Adrian says, hi, Daisy Mate. Adrian. Hi, Adrian. How's it going? Welcome, Adrian. Maddie says, hi, Jat. J-A-A-T. That's a good one. I could say that. Maddie says, Adrian says, Maddie's Nifty Creations, how you doing? Peter Pan says, thanks, Brylan. Hello, Granny Paul, and everybody, good to hear you. Welcome, Peter Pan. Ann says, and he was so cute looking. If I was only 30 years younger, LOL. There goes that flirty Ann, flirting with the dentist. Alfredo says, hey, Adrian, what's up? Rocky, that's right. Maddie says, hi, Adrian. Adrian says, Souls up off Freedom, how's it going? A sense of wonder, hey, Wander, how you doing? A sense of wonder says, good morning, Daisy and Chatwell. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Chad says, hello, Maddie. Lisa says, hi, Share Bear. Alfredo says, hey, sense of wonder. Lisa says, hi, Peter Pan. Someone says, hello, Ryan, Adrian, and JBCBs. Nikhil Jad says, hi, what's up, Alfredo? Sono says, LOL, Mint. A sense of wonder says, hi, half empty, and Mint. Welcome, welcome, a sense of wonder. Maddie says, 8 away from help. Please help them. Thank you, Maddie. Someone says, hello, sense of wonder. Wonder. Alfredo says, hello, Nikhil. JBCB says, hi, everyone. Have a fabulous Monday. Off to work. Thank you, JBCB's Bird Sanctuary. Check out them and their beautiful channel, you guys. A sense of wonder says, hi, Alfredo. Peter Pan says, hello, Lisa. Did you smile already today? She makes us smile just by when she comes in. Oh, Adrian says, hello to Alfredo. Palazzo Place. Hello, Palazzo Place. Good morning on my birthday, Kelly, Daisy. Good morning on your birthday. You know what that means. I have to sing happy birthday to you. Not I have to. I want to. So here we go. Palazzo Place. This is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Palazzo Place. Happy birthday to you. And I sure hope it's a happy birthday and a great day for you. Alfredo says, you too, JBCBs. Maddie says, they do custom knives, slingshots, and more. Thank you, Maddie. Alfredo says, hello to Adrian. Mid Chocolate Chip says, hey, Wander. Nikhil Jet says, where are you from? This is United States, Nikhil. How about yourself? The United States. Maddie says, hi, Palazzo. Someone says, Palazzo, hello, and happy birthday. Happy birthday. Alfredo says, happy birthday, Palazzo. Mint says, hi, Palazzo Place. Granny Paul says, happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Paul says, hi, Nikhil. Peter Pan says, happy birthday, Palazzo. We're going to pin that up. I like the little cake there with that. Mint Chocolate Chip says, welcome to Nikhil. Nikhil says, I am from Los Angeles, California. This is Florida. This is Florida, USA. Apollo says, hi, a sense of wonder. Maddie says, happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Mint Chocolate Chip says, hello, Peter Pan. Maddie says, doing well, and you? Palazzo Place says, thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone. Oh, I hope you have a great birthday, young lady. A sense of wonder says, hi, Granny. Sorry about that, Paula. Maddie says, hi, Wonder. Lisa says, Peter Pan, getting the day started. How are you? Gittin's here. Gittin said hi. Hi, Gittin. Welcome. How are you? Good afternoon to our friend Gittin. Everybody say hello. Nikhil says, thanks, Mint. A sense of wonder says, hi, Maddie. Peter Pan says, hey, Mint Chocolate Chip Balls. Alfredo says, chat in every channel. 80% greetings, 20% something else. That's right, saying hello to everybody. And says, Kelly, a Turk with blue eyes is very rare. I love a blue eyes on a man. Ooh, and sexy. Whoa. Nikhil says, hello, Daisy Me, what's up? Well, hello, Nikhil, welcome. Alfredo says, hi to Gittin. Paul says, very true, Alfredo. Gittin says, hey, Alfredo, sending you some love. Paul says, hello, Gittin. Ann says, hi, Gittin. Peter Pan says, Lisa, the day is going good so far. It's afternoon here, getting ready for something. How are you? Nikhil says, Miss Daisy, where are you from? This is Florida. This is Florida. Mint Chocolate Chip Paul says, good morning to Gittin. Alfredo says, Granny 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 says. Alfredo says, haha, yes, Granny. I love it. You're so fun. Rigby says, happy birthday to. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Rigby, that's so sweet. Thank you. Mint says, I just made fresh coffee. Oh, enjoy, buddy. I still have lots of tea left. There we go. What is going on my focus? There we go. Sorry, folks. Sorry about that. Alfredo says, you will see how that sounds. I love it. I love it. Ann does that all the time. Ann's like, let's write all kinds of gibberish and she'll read it. Ryan says, we are all family on YouTube. Yes, we are, Ryan. Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie Brown. Everybody say hi to Jamie Brown. You know Jamie. Hi, Jamie. How's it going over there? Paula laughs. Nikhil says, which state? This is Florida. Gitten says hi to Mint. Mint says, happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Sonal says, I can't keep up. Sharebear's, oh, hey, Sharebear, welcome back. Sharebear's here. Good morning, you beautiful people. Still doing a few things before I make it to my desk. Thank you, Sharebear, for stopping in. Good morning. Paula says, hi, Sharebear. Rigby's using emojis. Thank you, Rigby. Lisa says, happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Dick House says, I love Florida. Well, here you go. This is Florida. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Gitten says, Sonal, hello. Sonal says, sorry if I missed anyone. The chat is crazy fast. If anyone says, how am I doing? I'm doing well. Once again, I apologize. That's a good one, Sonal. Sonal says, hello to Gitten. Peter Pan says, Palazzo, you should take Lisa's cookies. They're delicious. We love Lisa's cookies. They're Troll House cookies. And Nicole says, hello to Sonal. Sonal says, hello back. Nicole says, hi, what's up, Peter? The new guy's here. Hey, new guy, how's it going? Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, the new guy. Welcome, welcome. How are you today? Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, hey, Kelly, did you know that Wander has never tried my favorite roasted vegetable, a parsnip? I've never tried one either. I've never tried a parsnip either. Is it good? Is it good? What does it taste like? Like a parsnip? Jamie says, hello, the new guy. Paul says, yes, it means so much to say hello back when you are greeted on here. Oh, thank you, Paula. You're so sweet, Paula. Mint Chocolate Chip says hi to the new guy. Rigby says, I have to go. Bye. Bye, Rigby. Callie and Zoe Pug, thanks for being here. Mint Chocolate Chip says, good morning to Jamie. You guys know Jamie, our tall, dark, handsome guy from the UK. Someone says, hello, new guy. Alfredo says, yes, ha, ha, ha. I love you, Alfredo. Someone says, hello, Jamie. Ryan says, Palazzo, I subbed to your channel. Thank you, Ryan. Paula says, hello, Jamie, the new guy in Rigby Collie. Nicole says, tell. Ann says, sometimes the chat moves so fast you don't know someone said something to you. I know sometimes you miss it. Did I miss something, Ann? I hope not. Alfredo, Sonal says, Alfredo, Sonal says, no spamming. Alfredo says, let's make a list and go checking. Gitten says, hello, beautiful Ann. Uncle Hairball's here. Uncle Hairball. Well, good morning, my friend. He says, good morning, all you wonderful people. Good morning, Uncle Hairball. How are ya? I hope you had a great weekend, everybody. Paula says, ha, soul is all about freedom. The new guy says, hello, Jamie, good morning. I sent some wonders this mint. It's true. I still haven't tried the parsnips. I have to get on that. I've never had one either. Brylon Farm says hello to Jamie. Kumari's here. Hi, Kumari. Kumari says, good morning. Good morning, Kumari. Welcome. Someone says, hello, Uncle Hairball. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, buddy? You threw your back out the other day. Alfredo says, haha, sorry, Sonia, you're right. Palazzo Place says, thank you again for the birthday greetings, everyone. You are welcome. I'm going to pin that up. That's so pretty. All right. There we go. Mint Chocolate Chip says, okay, I'm going to head out for new now. Hope to see you later, Miss Daisy. You may have a wonderful day. Thank you, Richard. Mint Chocolate Chip Balls, thank you so much. You have a great day. We'll be playing Scrabble later if you'd like to join, and crossword puzzles tonight. Have a good day, Richard. Ryan says, is the birthday girl still here? Jamie says, hi, Uncle Hairball. Sola says, Alfredo, I was kidding. Lisa says, Peter Pan, getting the day started. Paula says, Alfredo makes emojis. 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 I did it. I got it. The new guy says, hello, Mint. Good morning. Alfredo says, Brylon, let me put a check on you. Hello, Brylon. Sonal says, welcome back, beautiful and wonderful Share Bear. Jamie says, hi, Palazzo Place, and a happy birthday. Uncle Hairball says, Sonal's all about freedom. I'm okay, thanks, and you? Alfredo says, oh, Granny, ha, ha, ha. You got me. I love it. Mint says, later, everyone, hope your day is amazing. I hope yours is amazing, too, Richard. Thank you so much. I love you so much. You take care, my friend. Ann says, hi, Share Bear. I didn't see your name here, but I trust Kelly isn't lying. So hello, and how are you? She's in and out. She has not made it to her desk yet. Peter Pan says, hello, Uncle Hairball. Your beautiful self. Yourself? You're beautiful yourself. Paula says, ha ha ha. I love it, Paula. I love it. Ryan says, happy birthday. Nicole says, my grandma lives in Florida. Where in Florida? North Florida, South Florida, Atlantic Oceanside, Florida, Gulf Side, Florida. The new guy says, hello, Sonal, and good morning. Paul says, chat is vrooming. A sense of wonder says, mid, have a good day. Palazzo Place says, Ryan, still here. Alfredo says, okay. Uncle Hairball putting a check on hair, Uncle Hairball. Ryan says, hi, Jamie. So says, take care, Mint. Uncle Hairball says, Jamie, Peter Pan, hi. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, good morning, Uncle Hairball. Lisa's giving Troll House cookies out. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Paula says, hello, Uncle Hairball. Mint Chocolate Chip Ball says, they're amazing, Kelly. Parsnips? I've never had one. Maybe I have to try them. Ryan says, Palazzo, I subbed if you didn't see. Uncle Hairball says, mint chocolate chip balls, hey. Lisa says, cookies for everyone. Peter Pan says, too kind from you, Lisa, thank you. You guys are making me laugh and giggle. I love it. Thank you so much. What a way to start a morning. Then with you guys. Uncle Hairball says, hi to Granny Paula. Paula's smiling with cookies. Someone's giving cookies. Everyone's cookies for everybody. The new guy says, hello, Daisy May. Good morning. Hello, new guy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Someone says cookies for everyone. And says, Kelly, I went spying in the neighborhood yesterday and took little videos of other people's chickens. Didn't know it would be so many people has chickens. Good, Ann. I can't wait to see them. Awesome. Palazzo Place says, thank you for the sub, Brian. Uncle Hairball is using emojis. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. My buddy. Sonal's using emojis too. Thank you, Sonal. The new guy says, hello, Granny Paula, and good morning. Diamond Painting with Lizzie here is here. Hi, Lizzie. Welcome. She says, hello, Daisy May. Hello, Lizzie. How are you today? Thank you so much for stopping in, everybody. Sonal says, hello to Kumari. Ann says, hi, Lizzie. Ryan says, Palazzo, that's your birthday. Palazzo says, let's support and connect to all in the chat. Make new friends, guys. Sonal says, hello, Lizzie. Lizzie says, hello, Ann. Ryan says, present. Uncle Hairball says, I'm okay, still sore. We're pretty much functional. Yeah, we just have to deal with it usually, right? Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, a little bit better. Lizzie says, hey to Sonal. Hi, Sonal. Alfredo says, huff, man, I need a break. I'm going to get dizzy. Paula says, good morning to the new guy. Kumari says, Uncle Hairball, I sub to you. Alfredo says, ja, 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 ja. Lisa's giving coffee out to everybody. Thank you, Lisa. That's so kind of you. And I have delicious tea. Enjoy, everybody. Alfredo says, this Paula love. Paul says, Alfredo, I know what you mean. Diamond Painting with Lizzie's using emojis. Thank you, Lizzie, so much. Patricia's here. Hi, Patricia. How are you? She says, good morning, everyone. Everybody say hi to my friend Patricia. Welcome back. Well, so wonderful to see you, Patricia. Happy Monday. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, Sonal. Uncle Hairball says, thanks. I heard I'll head your way. Alfredo says, yes. Ryan says, Daisy May, I have a Palazzo birthday present. Nice. Jamie says, hi, everyone. Alfredo says, hello, Patricia. Granny Paula says, hi, Jamie. Paula says, hi, Patricia. Alfredo says, hello, Jamie. Jamie says, hi, Granny Paula. Lisa's using emojis. Someone says, doing well. Uncle Hairball, thanks for asking. Palazzo Place says, hi, Jamie. Uncle Hairball says, that tag didn't work. Diamond Painting Lizzie says, happy birthday, Palazzo. Alfredo says, to be a greeter is a hard job. I'm the Walmart greeter. The new guy says, look like it's going to be a beautiful day on the water. On the water, yes. The water's lovely today. Patricia says, good morning, Granny Paula. Alfredo says, hello, Share Bear. Diamond Painting with Lizzie says, hello, Share Bear. Alfredo says, huff, I need a break. Someone says, wow, Daisy's keeping up. Am I? I don't know. I'm afraid to look. Paul says, yes, Alfredo Leon. Some days would like to do a universal hello, and that's it. That's all you do. You say hello, everybody, and that's it. That's all you do, Paula. Patricia says, sending love to Share Bear. Patricia, how are you? So good to see you. Diamond Painting with Lizzie says, hello, Mint Chocolate. Sonal says, I gained 3 subs on vertical streams. Awesome, Sonal. Great. You're going to keep going. Paula says, hello, Diamond Painting with Lizzie. Share Bear says, getting some stuff done before I get to my desk. I just vacuumed, so please forgive me that I'm not tagging anyone yet. Love you all. Do what you got to do, Share Bear. Could you come vacuum my house for me, please? Palazzo Place says, Kelly, you're a great speed reader. Thank you, Palazzo Place. Sono's using emojis. Alfredo says, hello, Sono. I have already greeted you. Diamond Painting with Lizzie says, hello, Granny Paula. A Sense of Wonder says, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, A Sense of Wonder. Uncle Hairball says, Share Bear. Tips his hat. Morning, Sheriff. I love that. Patricia says, we got to put that up. Patricia says, Alfredo, good morning. Sono's just an emoji. Thank you, Sono. Alfredo says, hello, Patricia. How are you? Paula says, congratulations, Sono. Sherbert says, LOL, Uncle. Gitten says, well, cookie dough in the fridge. Time for a walk after the rain. Awesome, Gitten. First of all, I want the cookie dough. Enjoy your walk. Enjoy your walk, Gitten. Thank you so much for stopping in today. Appreciate that so much. Everyone tell Gitten to have a great, wonderful day. Someone's using emojis. Thank you, Someone. He says, thanks, Paula. Ann says, the video is up, Kelly, 5-minute one. I'll watch it, Ann. I think I'm almost current except for your live streams, I think. Ryan says, Palazzo Place, happy birthday. Granny Paul says, Daisy, take a breath. Enjoy my tea. I'm going to have a tea. Making some progress. Cheers, guys. Someone says, Alfredo, I do that all the time, LOL. Vacation Family's here. Hello, Vacation Family. Welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Vacation Family, I don't know if you know, I'm from Buffalo, New York. Everybody check out Vacation Family. They're showing me all kinds of stuff I remember from when I was a child. Alfredo says, me too, Sono. Patricia says, Alfredo, doing well, thank you. How are you? Sono says, hello, Patricia. Palazzo Place is great so far this morning, Ryan. Alfredo says, hello, Vacation. Nicole says, hey, Miss Daisy. Hi, Nicole. Alfredo says, I don't know what to say. Paul is laughing. Uncle Hairball says, I don't have time for this junk going on with my body. Sore back, tight chest. Come on, I got to mow today. You might have to rest a little bit more, Uncle. Ryan says, Palazzo, do you want anything for your birthday? Palazzo says, we need a cool beverage in hot Florida. That comes after the tea. Alfredo says, I'm so, Patricia, thanks for asking. Lisa says, hi, Patricia. Patricia says, Sono's all about freedom. Good morning. Hold on, guys. It's a plane overhead. Patricia says, Sono's all about freedom. Good morning. Nicole says, Alfredo, Leon, you are crazy. Are you crazy? Patricia says, hi, Lisa smiles. Alfredo says, yes, totally crazy, Nicole. Hee hee. Sono says, Nicole, he can't be crazier than me. Alfredo says, haha, Sono. Lizzie says, I'm about to go out on the water, just stopping to say hello. Thank you, Lizzie. Be careful out on the water, okay? And have fun. Nicole's using emojis. Lizzie says, and give you a thumbs up. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate that so much. Have fun out on the water. Be careful, okay? Palazzo says, Ryan, happy with iced tea and cool AC for my birthday. I hope you have a great birthday, girl. Uncle Hairball says, I'd make a lousy greeter. Welcome to Walmart. Get your stuff and get out. Nicole says, ha, ha, ha. The new guy says, run, run, run. Phoenix says, if you're enjoying the channel's content, hit the like, show support, share this out, and subscribe. Thank you, Phoenix Fireside, you lovely lady, you. Nicole says, Alfredo Leon, I want to be your friend. Patricia says, Daisy, I'm in Florida. Nice, Patricia. Where at in Florida? I'm down near Fort Lauderdale. Ryan says, Palazzo, your birthday present is because I sub to you. Alfredo says, sure, my friend, let's be friends, always. Blessed Mama's here. Hello, Blessed Mama. How are you today? How are you, Blessed Mama? Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Blessed Mama. She says, good morning. The new guy says, whoever seen that movie Chicken Run? Alfredo says, hello, Blessed Hermit Mama. Blessed Mama says, hello, Alfredo. Sono says, hi. Hi, Sono. Ryan says, thanks, Blessed Mama. Blessed Mama sending a purple heart. Thank you. Palazzo Place says, thank you, Ryan. That's a great idea. Virtual subs for my birthday. There you go. Birthday presents. Sono says, hello, Blessed Mama. Mom Dog Molly's here. Hi, Molly. Molly says, good morning, Kelly and Chad. Hope everyone is well. Hi, Molly. How are you, young lady? Mom Dog Molly, everybody say hello. Gitten says, are you going to be in the background, sweet Kelly? You're going to be in the background. Oh, thank you, Gitten. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Enjoy your walk. Have a great rest of your day. Sherbert says, okay, threw a load of laundry in, gotta make some coffee. I'm slowly moving. Slowly? You did laundry and you did vacuuming. And where you are, it's only 8 o'clock, not even 8 o'clock. Sherbert, you're way productive in the morning, way more than most. So says, hello, Mom Dog, Molly, and Vacation Family. Mom Dog says, hey, blessed mama. Mom Dog says, hey, Share Bear. Alfredo says, oh, Molly, hello. Uncle Haribo says, hashtag chat pack Daisy May. I love that hashtag, you guys. So much so, we're going to pin that right up. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. Mom Dog says, hello, Sonal. Anne says, oh my God, I didn't know this. Just read on the heritage page that my grandma was one of 11 children. 11 children, yowza. Sherbert said, I subbed to Palazzo Place. Mom Dog says, hello, Alfredo. Anne says, hi, Mom Dog. Ryan says, Daisy May. I got subbed from Blessed Mama. Awesome, Ryan. Blessed Mama's a beautiful lady. Mom Dog says, hi, Anne. And hi, Ryan. Brian Farm says, hello, Mom Dog Melly. Someone says, hello, Ryan. I think I have already and said hello to you, but I will say it again. Alfredo says, are you in my backyard national park? Blessed Mama says, hi, Mom Dog. Palazzo Place says, thank you, Sherbert. We'll return the love. Mom Dog says, hey, Brian Farm. And sub to Palazzo Place. Sherbert says, Ann, Mom Dog, Daisy. Oh, Sherbert saying, hi, everybody. Hello, Sherbert. Welcome, welcome. Sono says, Alfredo and I will have a fight on who's crazier. Mom Dog says, happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Blessed Mama says, hey, Sherbert. Mikhail says, Alfredo, what do you do for a living? Sherbert says, new guy. Good morning, Bert. Good morning. Happy birthday, Palazzo Place. Alfredo says, yes, Sono. Paula says, hello, Blessed Mama. Sherbert says, good morning, Lizzie, Patricia, Mikhail, and Paula. Alfredo says, I work for the government in some months, I hope. Paula says, hello, Mom Dog. Blessed Mama says, hey, Granny Paula. And Kelly and Daisy. Thank you, Blessed Mama. How are ya? Paula says, hi, Share Bear. Sono says, hey, Alfredo. Mom Dog says, hello, Paula. Alfredo says, hey, Share Bear. Mikhail says, oh, nice, bro. Share Bear says, good morning to Gittin. Share Bear says, hey, Molly Phoenix. Granny Paula says, oh, yes, Alfredo. That is good news. Molly says, hello, anyone I missed. Blessed Mama says, hey, Gittin. Nicole says, do you have any girlfriend? Someone's using emojis. And again, thank you, Sono. Half Empty says, hi, Mom Dog. Palazzo Place says, time to take the pups, Sergio and Barney Blue out before it gets too hot. Enjoy that Palazzo Place. Enjoy your walk and happy birthday. I hope you have a great, great birthday. Half Empty says, hi, Blessed. Alfredo says, hello, Sono. And everybody else. He says, hello to Positive Pokes. What is this? Hi, Positive Pokes. Welcome. This is Florida. This is Florida. Welcome. Devin. Hey, Devin. How's it going, Devin? Half Empty says, hey, Sono. Devin's using emojis. Alfredo's, oh, no, Nicole, not even my mother can stand with me. Imagine. Sono's getting cookies and coffee. Thank you, Sono. Nicole says hello. Devin's using emojis. Paula says hi, Devin. Blessed Mama says hi, Nicole. Brian says hi, Molly. Sono says free cookies and milk. Cookies and milk. Cookies and milk sound delicious. How is Daisy? Oh, she's good. She just got a haircut, but she's doing good. Devin says hi to Paula. Nicole says hi, what's up? Blessed Mama says, hey, Devin and Pokes. Sherbert says, took my shower, fed the dog, took him out, so I guess I'm getting some stuff done, but I'm exhausted. I could see why. Devin said, hi, Blessed Mama. Peter Pan says, thanks, Soma, for the cookies and milk. I'll take a few. Positive Pokes says, I'm late to the party. You're not late. You're right on time. Welcome, Positive Pokes. Sherbert says, good morning to Devin. Soma sending emojis. Sherbert says, Peter Pan, good morning. Anne says, I wonder why my grandma never, ever mentioned her family. And I never thought to ask. I know, right? If we could only go back now, knowing what we know. Tina says, hi, Tina. Someone says, hello, Peter Pan. Ryan says, okay, Ryan. Devin says, hello from work, everyone I missed. Hello, Devin. Sherbert says, still on the phone, so I missed anyone. Sorry, that's okay. Alfredo says, hello, Tina. Peter Pan says, hello, Sherbert. Mom Dog says, hello, Devin. Ryan says, I'll be back. Patricia says, Daisy May, I can't give my... Oh, that's okay, Patricia. No worries. It's all good. No worries. Welcome, Patricia. Thank you for being here. Alfredo says, yes, Paula, thanks. Palazzo says, thank you, Mom Dog. Uncle Hairball says, y'all spank that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Thank you, everybody. We have 9 a.m., guys. Exactly 9 a.m. Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Wow. June 23rd. 1 week left of June, guys. Crazy, right? Mikhail says, Alfredo, which car do you drive? Alfredo says, you know, you will always be the best for me. We'd be talking and knowing for 2 years. Someone says, Uncle Hairball, I gave the like a spank and off their like button arrested me and threw me in dislike jail. I like that. That's so cute. That's good, Sonal. Positive Pokes says, I've been up to St. Augustine. My uncle's there. Oh, nice. Mom Dog says, hey, Pokes. Sonal says, hello, Pokes. Positive Pokes says, Molly for MVP. MVP. I like it. MVP. Alfredo says, a normal one. Or no. Uncle Hairball says, Sonal's all about freedom. LOL. Positive Pokes says, Sonal for MVP. Paul's here. Greetings from Australia. Hi, Paul Pratt. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, Paul Pratt and Positive Pokes. Welcome, you guys. Alfredo says, no need for a Ferrari. Blessed Mama says, hi, Paul. Nikal says, be happy, bro. Sona says, hello, Paul. Troll Slayer. Hi, Troll Slayer. Welcome, welcome, Troll Slayer. Make some new friends, everybody. Welcome all these new people. Troll, how you doing, buddy? Morning, Daisy. Said hi. Troll said hi. Thank you. Nikal said, God gives you the BMW at some time. Alfredo says, oh, yes. Lisa's using emojis. Thank you, Lisa. And says, oh my God, another shock. My ex-husband and I share the same great-great-great-grandparent on the mother's side. What? Thank you, Blessed Mama. I don't know what it was, but thank you. Sonal's using emojis. Sonal says, Troll Slayer, what's up? Troll Slayer says, hey, Sonal. Blessed Mama says, Troll. Nicole says, hey, Sonal, where are you from? Plaza Place says, 9 a.m. and Pup's going out before it gets too hot. Yes. Daisy was out at 6 a.m. and then I took her out at 7. Yeah. And Blessed Mama says, hi, Ann. So does Nicole from Maryland. Troll Slayer says, hello, Blessed Mama. Lisa says, my thumb buttons are gone. Mom Dog says, Pokes is awesome. Yes. I've seen Pokes around. Mm-hmm. Yes. Blessed Mama says, hi, Lisa. Ryan says, I'm back. Okay, Ryan, you don't have to tell us that. Thank you. Shibber says, Ann, what? Ann says, yeah, Kelly, I feel sick in my tummy. See, sometimes you're better off not knowing, Ann. Sometimes you're better off not knowing. The new guy says, it's a plane. Troll Slayer says, tonight is our big fireworks. Oh, nice. What are the fireworks for? Are the fireworks like for something special? Someone says, Ann, oh no. Patricia says, have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. You too. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your day, Patricia. Thank you, thank you. Magnetic North, Lee's here. Hi, Lee. He says, good morning, good afternoon. Lee, I ran your playlist all night long. All night long. All night. Hi, Lee. Welcome, buddy. Someone says, new guy, it's a big bird. It's a bird. Mikal says, hi, Blessed Mama. And says, it means I married a cousin 4 or 5 times removed. It's okay. It's all right. You didn't even know. Alfredo says, you too, Patricia. Matthew Fields is here. Hi, Matthew. Matthew said hi. Hello, Matthew. How's it going? Blessed Mama says hi to Magnetic North Adventures. Mom Dog says hi, Lee. Magnetic says hi, Daisy. Hi, Lee. How's it going? Happy Monday, Lee. How are you today? Alfredo says hello, Lee. Brian says hey, Molly. Magnetic North Lee says hi, Blessed Mama. And hi, Alfredo. Mama says hey, Matthew. Sono says hello, Lou. Lou. Did I miss Lee Lou? No, I don't think so. Mom Dog says, hey, Ryan. Magnetic North says, hi, Mom Dog. Sherbert says, FYI, exactly the reason I don't look up. Sorry, guys, trying to clear my throat. Sherbert says, FYI, exactly the reason I don't look up where I came from. LOL, poor Ann. Hello, Lee, Sono says. Magnetic says, hi, Ann. Ryan says, what song do you like? Magnetic says, hi, Sonal. Matthew says, hi, Blessed Mama. Troll says, it's our Canada Day. Canada Day? I thought your Canada Day was next week. I I thought Canada Day was July 1st. Where I came from, we used to celebrate Canada Day and July 4th with them. I thought it was July 1st. Lee says, thank you so much. You are welcome, my friend. Nicole says, Alfredo, bro, what is your... Which is... Nicole, I'm deleting that. I don't even know what you're trying to say. And stop questioning everybody. The new guy says, hey, Sono. Mom Dog says, working and lurking, but not twerking. Thank you, Mom Dog. Thank you so much. Working and lurking. Lee says, happy Canada Day. Matthew says, I'm doing good. Magnetic North Adventure says, hi, new guy. Peter Pan says, Miss Daisy, do you take the boat sometimes for a trip on the water? We don't have a boat. We do not have a boat. Lee says, I'm doing good. Hold on, guys. Lee says, I'm doing good. Matthew says, sure is Monday. Troll Slayer says, thanks, Magnetic. Sono says, I butchered Lee's name by my bad. It's okay. Matthew says, my sub count is 1442. Lee says, I have 2 video premieres today, 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Not to miss. I know you know. Oh, thank you. Let's pin that. Now you know. If you know, you know. 8 and 8:30. All right, everybody, check that out. New guy says, hello, Magnetic North. Lee says, hey, Share Bear. And says, I suppose it's bound to happen in a country only 600 years in existence, and only 300 settlers being there in the beginning. That's also true, Anne. That's also true, right? Yep. Matthew says, my watch hours are 1340. Keep working, Matthew. You're doing good. You're doing really good. Ryan says, I was listening to a song called Love Me Anyway by the Pink Feet, Chris Stapleton. I don't know what that means. Lee says, hi, Matthew. Sono says, hi, Matthew. Nice. Matthew says, hi, Lee. Lee says, you good, Sono? Kaleidoscope. Hi, Echo. Excuse me, guys. Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Echo's here. Hi, Echo. How are you? How are you? Thank you for being here, Echo. Happy Monday. Everybody say hi to Kaleidoscope of Happiness. You know Echo. You know our friend Echo. Thank you guys for watching out for me. Troll Slayer is not where I live. That's why we're having our fireworks tonight. It's like this every year. Nice, Troll Slayer. Well, happy Canada Day, and I hope you have a great, great time. I love fireworks. Lee says, hi, Troll Slayer. Andy's here. Hi, Andy. Looks like a good day, Andy. It looks like a good day because you're here. Welcome, Andy. Good afternoon, my friend. Troll Slayer says, hey, hello, Magnetic. Magnetic says, hi, Andy. Matthew says, why live near the water when you don't have a boat? We used to have a boat, but we don't anymore. Andy says, hi, Magnetic. Lee says, hi, Kaleidoscope. And says, sorry, isn't even 600 years, it's only 400 years. Kaleidoscope of Happiness says, hi, Magnetic North. Magnetic says, living near the water is peaceful. You don't need a boat to enjoy it. That's right. That's right. You don't have to have a boat. Sono said hi. Hi, Sono. Sorry, guys, with a plane. All right. Anne says hi to Andy. Sono says hello, Echo. Echo says hi, Sono. Uncle Hairball says Daisy featuring feet equals featuring like a guest singer. Oh, okay. Featuring. So he was talking about, I gotcha. Sometimes when you're just reading, like, it just doesn't make sense to me, but now I get it. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. Lisa says, hi, Echo. Echo says, hi, Anne. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Magnetic North says, hi, Lisa, too. Someone says, hello, Andy. Lisa says, hi, Hairball. Andy says, hey, Anne. Hairball says, Magnetic North Adventures, how you doing? Andy says, Anne, did you catch Kelly Smooth Talk there? Good, because you're here. Anne says, yeah. She want to get slapped, Andy? Uncle Hairball gives a thumbs up. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. I'm caught up. You guys, I'm caught up in the chat. 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 Lisa says, hi, Magnetic North. Lisa says, for those who attended my premiere, just heads up, you may want comment during the video. Yes, if you guys go to premieres, let them know you're there. hit the like button and leave a comment. Hi, Lee. I'm here watching with you. Or hi, Lee. What a great video. Hi, Lee. Thanks for this premiere. Something. Let them know you're there, okay? Blessed Mama says, woohoo. That's right, Blessed Mama. I'm caught up in the chat. I'm caught up in the chat. Mom Dog says, congrats. Thank you, Mom Dog. Sherbert says, hi to everybody she missed. Ryan says, hello, Blessed. And Stonel says, woohoo. I'm caught up. I'm caught up in the chat. I'm caught up in the chat. I'm caught up in the chat. Daisy, now you know where I was talking. Daisy, now do you know where I was talking? Ryan? Ryan says, I was listening to a song called Love Me Anyway by Pink. And yeah, I don't listen to Pink, and I don't listen to Chris Stapleton, so I do not know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. I don't. Sorry about that, Ryan. Lisa's using emojis. Thank you, Lisa. They're so beautiful. Andy says, hi, Share Bear. Lisa's just hello and greet others. Just say hello and greet others. Shows everyone you're there for all, not just for giveaways. Exactly. I don't even go to giveaways, you guys. I mean, once in a great while, I might happen to wander in during a giveaway of some channel, but I go to support that channel. I go to say hello. I go to show them support like they show me support. Yeah, show up, say hello, leave a comment. And says, Andy, I went to the dentist, and for a change, it was a pleasant experience. He cut out 2 back molars, and I didn't feel a thing. Oh, Ann, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. Sonal says, cookies to celebrate. Troll House cookies. Let's have some. Thank you, Sonal. Lee's using emojis. Thank you, Lee. Echo says, my granddaughter spent the night last night and got up at 2:30 this morning. Has not got back to sleep since. I'm praying for a long nap this afternoon. Oh, my goodness, Echo. Yeah, long nap. Peter Pan says, remember yesterday what you did to Sonal after he was getting close with the chat? I'm scared to spam here. A lot of moderators, which are quick here. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Peter Pan. I don't. Ryan says, hey, blessed. Lee says, yay, Troll House cookies. Lee says, Peter, never be scared to comment. Just keep friendly and respected. If you're just respectful and friendly, you'll be fine, right? Sonal, look at all those cookies. Thank you, Sonal. Ryan says, what about the song? I don't know the song, Ryan. I don't know the song. Lee says, Sonal, can I have a refund? I dropped my cookie. Oh, and it broke into a million pieces. Peter Pan says, what about spamming magnetic? Ryan says, try and say featuring, but it said featuring. Need for Speed is here. Hi, Need for Speed. Fresh out of the pan, sweet gingerbread man. Hello, all. I love that. Need for Speed, how are ya? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Someone says magnetic, it's free. It is free. And this tea was delicious too, by the way. Need for Speed says, I'm good. I'm glad to hear you're good. Someone says magnetic, it's free. You can hit the like button because it's free. It's free for you and me. It's free for you and me. Echo says, this is a supportive, respectful community. We all need to work together to keep it this way. That's right. We work together to keep it that way. I like that, Echo. Yep. Mom Dog's using love hearts. Thank you, Mom Dog. Need for Speed says, if you didn't know, that song is called Sweet Gingerbread, Man by Sammy Davis Jr. I did not know. Thank you. Need for Speed. Zed says, just finished my morning cherry Pepsi. Was it good, Zed? Ann says, hi, Zed. Lee says, Peter spam is repeated messages. Magnetic North says, hi, Zed. Sonal says, hey, Zed, nice. I'm caught up in the chat, you guys. Can you believe it? I'm taking a load off. I'm going to take a seat. Ryan says, I had a burrito this morning. Plaza Place has been outside with the doggies. Hot out there, right? Sticky. Kaleidoscope says, hi to Zed. Ann says, I'm going to go lie down a bit now, Kelly. The injection is wearing off. Oh, okay, Ann. Yeah, rest up, Ann. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Ann, my friend. Everybody say bye to Ann. Someone says, Peter Pan, you're good. Ann says, see you later. I'll see you later, Ann. Thank you so much. Zed says, yeah, skipping the triple chocolate fudge brownie ice cream. I need to go to bed. Lee says, hi, Palazzo Place. Uncle Hairball says, this town needs to open a good donut shop. It would be nice to go sit and have a donut and a cup of coffee. That's a good idea. Those places usually do pretty well. Everybody likes coffee and donuts. Mom Dog Molly says, take care, Ann. Lee says, take care, Ann. Echo says, I've had my coffee and now I'm making scrambled eggs. I'll have scrambled eggs. Piece of toast. Sounds good. Sherber says, Echo, good morning and good luck with the nap. Zed says, hi, Ann. Glad the dentist did good. I'm glad too. Echo says, bye, Ann. Blessed Mama says, feel better, Ann. Someone says, we need to gift Peter Pan a membership. Let me go. All right, I'm going to go do that right now. Hang on for just a couple minutes. I'm going to go do some memberships. Don't leave. Stay right there. All right, how did we do? How did we do? How did we do? How did we do? I know I was behind in the chat, you guys, but now I'm really going to be behind. So hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peter Pan Peanut Butter, this is a very friendly channel. Peter Pan. Peter Pan. Thank you, Zed, for saying that. I'm going to pin that up. I like that so much. Someone's using emojis. She's pretty like a good boy, panting quietly, wolf. Hi, everybody. All right, let's see what we did with the memberships. Kumari, you got one. Sonal. Kaleidoscope says, Blessed Mama, are you the hermit crab, a good pet for your kids? Dirty Stack and Deb, Lone Wolf Fishing. Peter Pan says, Zed, you're right, it really is. Been here, I think, the third time now. Thank you, Peter Pan. Welcome, welcome. Terry C got one. Alan got one. Echo sent a floating heart. Thank you, Echo. Thank you. I sent 5 memberships. Let's see who got them. Duke City Fishing. Allie. Mariner. Izzy Pop got one. Izzy Pop got one. That's awesome. Welcome, new members. Kaleidoscope of Happiness, been a member for 2 months. Thank you. Mr. Dashians. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Blessed Mama's here. Hermit crab she's talking about. Hello, Stardashians. Hello, Echo. I'm way behind. Oh, there, I'm okay. The stores that sell hermit crabs do not share the proper care info for the hermit crabs. Yeah, my kids had them when they were little. They did not do well. Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Oh, thank you, Echo. Oh, I love you too, young lady, and I love your channel. Everybody check out my friend Kaleidoscope of Happiness. You know Echo. A beautiful, lovely Echo with a lovely, lovely channel. Thank you, Echo, so much. That's so kind. Matthew says, wish the heat would leave me and never return, right? Sad said, hey, blessed mama. Shaber says, hey, Stardashians, where are you guys going to North Carolina? When? Excuse me, when? Soon. They're going soon. Peter Pan says, no, thank you, Miss Daisy, for being so nice to us. Oh, thank you, Peter Pan. Thank you for being so nice. Stardashian says, hey, Shaber, I'm about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. All right, I think I'm caught up. I think I missed a bunch when I was doing the membership, but I hope I didn't miss too much, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, Echo. Oh, Sabine got a membership. Izzy Pop. Awesome. Excuse me, you guys. All right, I think I'm current. I think I'm close to being caught up. Shearbear is using emojis. Says, hey, Shearbear, what's going on, girl? What is going on? Peter Pan, peanut butter. Please hit the like button. Oh, yes, please hit that like button. Thank you, guys. And make sure you're drinking your water, everybody. Don't forget to drink your water. Magnetic North says, Daisy and Chad, all great folks. Proud to know you all. And Daisy, thank you all for all you do for everyone. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Magnetic North Adventures, for all you do and all your support. I'm glad I know you. I'm honored. Thank you, Lee, so much. 50 likes. Oh, thank you, everybody. All right, there we go. Hi, everybody. I took a seat. I've been standing since 8 o'clock. Stardashian, smash that thumbs up. Daisy will. Oh, thank you, Stardashian. Someone was using an emoji. Thank you, Eric. How are you guys? Go Hairball says, yeah, what Magnetic North Adventure said. Yes, I'm Go Hairball. Sonal says, Echo, I commented on your video. Thank you, Sonal. She's wonderful, you guys. You'll love her. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, everyone. It is now 9:23 a.m. on the east coast of Florida. Monday, June 23rd, 2025. What do you think about that? What do you think about June almost being over within a week? It's crazy, right? You're still laying down over there? Yeah, you were up late. I saw you driving very late. I know I gave you a like, but I don't think I said anything. Were you coming home from work? It was dark out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The year's going fastly. It is. It sure is. It's going super fast. It sure is. Anybody planning any vacations? I was gonna say July 4th weekend coming up. Yeah. Party, that's right. That was 2 a.m. Oh, okay. No, I was watching you. It was later. It was before 11. Stardation says hi to Mama. Hello, Mama. How is everybody? What's everybody doing today? Anybody got plans for today, for the week? Anybody gonna have a fun day? Going to water park, going to the beach, going swimming, going to the pool? Lee says, just so y'all know, I'll be launching a few fireworks July 4th. Most Brits don't get it, but I do. Awesome, Lee. I love fireworks. I love fireworks. Uncle Hairball says we're gonna set up a stage at the clubhouse, have some live music. I get to play the bass guitar. That's awesome. Who is right, Uncle Hairball? That's awesome. That's wonderful. Someone said I just got my first gift yesterday. Someone really? Oh, I love that. Matthew says Eric is a workaholic. Share versus Magnetic North Adventures. Awesome. Yes. Awesome, everybody. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's all I can say is thank you, everybody, so much for being here today. Share Bear says Soul is all about freedom, love hearts. Thank you, Share Bear. Magnetic North Adventure says this week is a rest for me, as raining all week, but when waters go down, then the mudlarks. There you go. Rest is good too. Solo says thanks for everyone for the support. Kumari says thank you for my membership. Well, thank you, Kumari, for being here. Thank you so much. Lee says congratulations to Sono. Matthew says everyone, I still need watch hours. Yes, Matthew's working on watch hours, you guys. If you guys can all help Matthew out with some watch time, that would be wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Barry says happy Monday, Daisy Mate. Hi, Barry. Barry, welcome, buddy. How are ya? Happy Monday, Barry. Barry, good to see ya. Someone says thank you, Lee. Lee says hi, Kumari. Magnetic North says hi, Barry. Barry. Shearbear says Matthew Fields. I've been watching you. Thank you, Shearbear. Everybody, every little bit helps. You can help Matthew Fields out. Barry. Barry says hello, Magnetic. Kumari says Magnetic North Adventures hi. Matthew Fields says thanks, Shearbear. Thank you, Shearbear. Shearbear, she's wonderful. She's like Wonder Woman. I think we do have to start calling Shearbear Wonder Woman. What do you think about that? Because I wonder how she does all she does. Channing. Channing, hello, sissy. Hello. Welcome back. I stopped and saw your live stream yesterday, Channing, thank you so much for stopping in. Like 51, thank you so much. Lee says, Matthew, I've checked your channel and I like it. New connection here. Thank you, Lee Magnetic North. Shearbear says, not very well, LOL. You do great, Shearbear. You're amazing. Channing says, Mizo. Barry says, Diana Prince. Yes, Diana Prince. There you go. Shearbear is Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. Yes, she is. Blessed Mama says, hey, Channing. And hey, Barry. Magnetic North Adventure says, hi, Channing Vlog. Welcome. You're welcome, sissy host. Aw, thank you so much. Abigail Carpenter says, love you, Blessed Mama. Barry says, hello, Blessed Mama. Hello, everyone. Blessed Mama says, I love you, Abigail. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday, folks. Chong says, hello, Blessed Mama. Sonal says, I'm still here making coffee. We'll keep your stream running. Thank you, Sonal. Sherbert says, Barry, Abigail, and Channing. Good morning. Abigail says, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you too, Abigail. Thank you so much. Lisa Sherbert is a lovely person. We all care for her. She's cool. Yep. She's fantastic. Abigail says, it's hot outside today. Sherbert says, Lee, thank you so much. Love you all. Magnetic says, hello, Abigail. Channing's using emojis. Thank you, Channing. Uncle Hairball says, I gotta go for a bit, but I'll leave this running. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. Magnetic North says, be safe, Uncle Hairball. That's right. Be safe, buddy. Careful with your back. But careful with your back. Anybody follow Grumpy Sapper? Anybody tune into Grumpy Sapper? Barry says, why does Where's Waldo wear stripes? Because he doesn't want to be spotted. I'm sorry, but I have to pin that because that's so good. You know, we love Where's Waldo. We're going to play that probably tonight. I'm going to play Where's Waldo tonight after crosswords. Uncle Hairball says, Lee, always, LOL. Thank you, Barry, for that chuckle. That's a good chuckle. I love that chuckle. I love a little giggle. Thank you, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a good day to be alive. Andy says, I'm falling off for Granddad. Take it easy, guys. Andy, thank you so much. Take care, Andy. Have a great rest of your day, okay? Thank you for being here. Everybody say bye to Andy. Lee says, that was a good one, Barry Barry. Sherbert says, I watch Grumpy Zapper sometimes. I play him for watch hours. Yep, me too. Me too. Your subs are 1444. Sherbert says, have a great day. Blessed Andy. Mom Dog says, take care, Andy. Lee says, take care, Andy. Mom Dog says, congrats, Matthew. Yes, Matthew. Congratulations, Matthew. Shipper says, that's great, Matthew. I've been following you since you started. Yeah, me too. Me too. Remember, he thought he was going to get monetized in like 3 weeks. It takes time, Matthew, and you're doing good. Slow and steady wins the race. Shipper says, Matthew, I remember when you were saying you'd never get subs, right? It just takes time, guys, that's all. He says, yeah, I remember. It's good, Matthew. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. So, listen, guys, we are going to come back with Scrabble this afternoon if anybody wants to play Scrabble. And then we're doing crossword puzzles tonight, and we're going to have a special appearance by the guy in the red and white striped shirt. Stardashian says, good work, Matthew. Stardashian says, keep at it. Yeah, keep going, guys. Just keep at it. Matthew says, I did some shorts. Lisa Shearbear, been there a long time for me also. I've been coming up on 3-year anniversary. Chong's using emojis. Thank you, Chong. We're going to get you there, Lee Magnetic North. We're going to get you up there and over that hump. Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Echo says, hi, Barry Barry. Echo, how are you, young lady, besides watching your granddaughter? How are you feeling and everything since your sickness not too long ago? All back to normal, I hope? Look, guys. Like, why would a tractor trailer pull on that short little side road? Why would they do that? Maybe they're lost. I don't know. Sherbert says, you are going to get it this month. You are so close. Yes. Lee, we're going to get you up over that hump. You're going to get there and then you're going to keep going. Lisa says, I believe Waldo's hiding in the clouds. He is hiding in the clouds. Echo says, hey, LOL, Barry Barry. Lisa says, have a blessed day, everyone. I'm off to save data for premieres later. Thank you, Magnetic North Adventures. Don't forget, premieres today, 8 o'clock, 8:30 UK time. Which is 2 or 3 o'clock. Lee, give us the time in the East Coast time for your premieres. Echo says, I'm feeling amazing. Thanks for asking. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Matthew Fields says, GPS failure for them. Shearbert says, sounds good, Magnetic. Have a blessed day. See you later. I'll play you until then. Thank you, Shearbear. I ran him all night long, too. Thank you so much. Stardashian says, I had contemplated quitting YouTube lately, but I think I made the right decision of keep moving forward. That's all you can do, Eric. Keep going, keep trying, keep improving, change things, leave things alone. Whatever you think, it's your channel. You do what you want, right? Lisa says, thank you. I have low data when it goes. I'll not be online. That's okay, Lee. You take care, buddy. Magnetic says, I'm not sure USA time is 2:35 now. and we have 9:35. So you're 5 hours ahead of us. Okay. So 3 o'clock this afternoon, everybody. 3 o'clock this afternoon and 3:30. Thank you, Lee. We will be watching. Echo Sister Dashians, keep going. That's right, just keep going. Shearburn says, don't you quit, Eric. Do not quit. Keep going. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. Lee says, okay, thanks. All right, welcome everybody to Monday tea time. Monday. The tea is gone. She spilled the tea. No, she didn't spill it, she drank it. I am, in fact, having water right now. Lisa, Star, please keep going. Never give up. Yes. Eric, Stardashians, don't give up. Keep going. You know, you've come all this way. I don't know how long you've been at it. I don't know how long you've been on YouTube. But I know from my own experience, it takes time. You just got to keep working. All right? I know you can do it, Eric. Someone says, some troll is forcing me to quit YouTube. And I said, no. Don't quit for anybody. Don't quit. Stardation, I'm not quitting YouTube. Definitely is a challenge, though. It is a challenge. It is. But you can do it. Echo says, Eric, everyone goes through it. Just when you don't think it's going good, it will change for the better, right? Ups and downs, everybody. Just like life. Up and down, hills and valleys. My mom always said, Kelly, in life, there's hills and valleys. There's good times and bad times. You got to enjoy all those good times. Because there's going to be some bad times, right? Keep going. Keep going, Eric. Someone says, I will never quit. I don't care what they say. That's right, Sonal. Throw him a cookie. Throw him a cookie. Echo says, Sonal, ignore the trolls. They're just miserable people. They're just people who don't have a life. What do you see in that cloud, you guys? What do you see in that cloud right there? Yes, I will throw a cookie. There you go, Sonal. I love it. What do you see in that cloud there, guys? Anything? Sonal says, thank you, Echo. How about this one? Doesn't it look like a unicorn? Oh, crap. Doesn't that look like a unicorn? What do you think, unicorn? I'm thinking it looks like a unicorn. I'm going to highlight that, guys. Do you see it? It does. It does, doesn't it? It looks like a unicorn duck. A unicorn duck. Hi, Nature Dog Realms. She says, good morning, everyone. Kaleidoscope says, I love cloud watching. Me too. I love watching the clouds. How about those ones? What do you see over there? Whoops. Sorry, I skipped. I tripped over it. Sonal says, hello, Nature Dog. Kaleidoscope says, hi, Nature Dog. Stardation says, good morning, Nature. Shareburn says, a unicorn duck, right? A unicorn duck. Welcome, everybody, to Monday, June 23rd, 2025. And today is a very special day for somebody in my family. I'm not going to say who or what, but it's a very special day for someone in my family. Stardation says, a quack, uniquack. Nature says, hi, Sonal, Star, and Kaleidoscope. Welcome, everybody. LaPlane, boss, LaPlane. Shareburn says, Stardashians, LOL. Nature Dog Realms, good morning. Good morning, young lady. Ryan says, hey, Sonal. Yeah, it's kind of pretty, the sky today. What's this one? What do you see there? Oh, what does that look like now? Kind of looks like a dog, like looking up at its owner, right? On its back legs, with his front paws up and his head back. Kind of looks like a dog, right? Kinda. What do you think about that? Fades fast though, you know what I mean? It does, it fades fast. Where am I? Ryan says, hey, Sonal. Nature says, oh, hi, Share Bear. Sonal says, sorry, Nature Dog was supposed to go live at 7 p.m., but it was hot here and drained my energy. The heat does drain your energy, guys. It does. That's why lately I've been doing the puzzles. I've been so tired, but we are doing puzzles tonight. And we're going to look for the guy in the striped shirt, too. So make sure you're here for puzzles tonight. Echo says, or a horse, burning up its front leg. Yes, or a horse. Yes. Uh-huh. Yep. Stardastions is hot day today. Nature says, that's okay, Sonal. Sherbert says, I was up like every 2 hours last night. It sucked. I hate those kinds of nights, Sherbert. Stardastions, that's what I see as well. Happy. You hear the birds? They're so noisy, but I love it. It's like nature's music. Let me see if you can see it. Hold on. Crazy birds. They're crazy. They're so crazy. Stardashians, yep. Sonal says, love the birds. Me too, Sonal. I love them. Nature Dog says, I lost glasses on the walk this morning. I'm back out looking for them. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, I hope you find them. Did you go on a long walk? Oh, I hope you find them, girl. Sherbert says, I haven't slept good in weeks, and I swear I've tried everything going to order some more chamomile tea. That stuff works great, but I ran out. Oh, okay, Sherbert. Yeah, getting sleep is important. Someone's using emoji. Thank you. ST. Is that SETI? Says hello, everyone. Hello, sister. Said hi. Hello, ST. Welcome. Someone's liked with the blue channel. Hi. Smurf Sonal. Sonal Smurf said hi. Sonal says hello, everyone. ST says Sonal, hello. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Nature says, yeah, I did a live this morning, but with everybody, and I don't know what happened. It was very breezy. Huh. Well, I hope you find them. Oh my goodness. Do you have spare pairs if you don't find them? Someone says hello, SETI. SETI says, hey, Nature, hello. The Stardashians, I like taking melatonin, Share Bear. Echo says, if I lost my glasses, I wouldn't be able to see them. Oh, Echo, that is so cute. That's so cute. I love it. ST says hello to the Stardashians. Hello, everybody. Shipper says Stardashians. I've done that. Been there, done that, right? Zishan. Hello, Zishan. Welcome. Where are you from? Welcome, welcome. Nature says no spare. You don't have any spare? What about readers? Can you just go buy a pair of readers? Like, do you need them for distance or you need them for up close? Or you need them for both? You know what I mean? I just really, my glasses are like just readers. I only need them for reading. But I have tons of pairs. From when I used to work, I got prescription ones. Nature Dogs, I know, right? It isn't that easy to see, right? Right, Nature? The Stardashian says, dang, yeah, sleepy time, tea might help. Sherbert says, the Stardashians usually it would work, but I'm beyond that, I guess. ST, Z, Sean, hello. Thank you, Sonal. Sherbert said, Sonal, you got it before I did. Was literally clicking on it, and you got it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having my back. Kaleidoscope says, I kept my old ones for backup if I break my glasses. Stardashian says, you're an insomniac. Nature says, the readers aren't going to help. I need them. Distance. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, geez, I hope you find them. I really hope you find them. Someone says, Share Bear, sorry. the water, you guys. See the reflection in the water? Look how blue the water looks. And that's just reflecting from the sky. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just so pretty. Nature says, I have my readers, but I need these for distance. Yeah, distance. Oh, I hope you find them. Retrace your steps. Check your car. Make sure they're not in your car. Sherbert Sister Dashes, even magnesium is supposed to help in doing that too. Turn the bed, pulling out the mini portable AC. Maybe freezing you will help. It might. It is nice to have a cool room. Friends of Dashers and more. Colleen's here. Hi, Colleen. Welcome, young lady. How are you? Everybody say hi to Colleen, friends of Dashers and more. Our good friend Colleen. Happy Monday, Colleen. Sherbert says, good morning, Colleen. Seti says, hello, friend. Sonal says, Sherbert, you can give him another time out. Colleen says, I'm doing good. Kaleidoscope, I want to get in that water. It looks so refreshing. It looks it, but I wouldn't do it. Sherbert says, Sonal, thanks. Nature Dog says, thank you. I hope you find them. What is it? Pray to St. Anthony, Nature Dog Realms. Pray to St. Anthony. There's a prayer. And it does work. It really, really does work. You pray to St. Anthony for lost things. One time, I couldn't find my house keys, so I looked everywhere. I looked everywhere for like 2 days. I couldn't find them anywhere. And also my husband said, I'm going to run take the garbage out. And I said, let me just run through the garbage real quick, make sure the keys aren't in there. Well, guess what? The keys were in the garbage. I don't know how they end up in the garbage, but I prayed for St. Anthony, to St. Anthony for 2 days. And even my mother prayed to St. Anthony for 2 days, and they finally showed up in the garbage. It's just a last second thing to check the garbage, and sure enough, there they were. So I hope you find them. I really hope you find them. Sonal says, wonderful and beautiful orange Share Bear. Oh, thank you, Sonal. Sonal said hi. Nature Dog says, hi, Colleen. ST said he's using emojis. Colleen says, hi, Kaleidoscope. I hope I didn't miss anything. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for stopping and saying hello to us. Sharing part of your morning with us. We appreciate it. Colleen says, hi, Nature Dog Realms. Friend of Dashers and more says, hi, Kaleidoscope. Nature says, okay, yeah, it works, Nature. It really does work. Pray to St. Anthony. And not our friend Anthony, the real St. Anthony. Shibber says, I didn't pray to St. Anthony, but prayed the other day to find the title to my truck. And voila, I found it. Thank God I needed it so I can get rid of it. I remember you found it. Yeah, that's great. Nature Dog says, yeah, about the keys in the garbage? Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I said, just as a last resort, let me check. And sure enough, they were in the middle of the garbage bag. Nature Dog Realms praying you find them. Yes. Yes, praying she finds them. Absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. Please let us know if you find them, okay? Let us know if you find them. Sonal said, Daisy, I don't know how these people have the audacity to ask your number in here. I know, Sonal. I'm going to just... Thank you, Sonal, for having my back. I appreciate you. Shipper says, it was a miracle, LOL, and I do that crap all the time. Not sure how they get up in the weird places. I know. Like, those were my keys. So how did they end up in the garbage? Did something get scooped up, like, with them? I don't know, but I was so thankful. Because it wasn't just the house keys. We have one mailbox key because you're not allowed to duplicate it, and the mailbox key was on there. So it was important to find them. Shipper says, Sonal, how dare them? That's right, how dare them? How dare they? It's Monday, June 23rd, you guys. June 23rd, 2025, 9:49 a.m. We got 21 people still hanging out and 56 thumbs up. Thank you for the love. Nature says, hey, Share Bear. Sonal says, I did it for Share Bear. She was the first one who got him. Thank you, guys. Chaning's here. Hey, Chaning, how you doing? Wait, check out my friend Chaning. Let me make you blue, my friend, okay? There you go. Thank you, Chaning. Nature says, I will definitely let you know if I find them. Oh, good. I hope you find them. You're going to find them. I can feel it. You're going to find them. I think you're going to find them. So to Shibra, I may need to take it easy on the timeouts. Blessed Mama says, I'm in the forest. I'm in the trees. I'm in the palm trees. Blessed Mama, you're so sweet. Johnny says, thanks for the blue. You're welcome. Shibra says, Sonal's all about nature, tending a butterfly. Shibra says, Sonal, and no, never, LOL. Sonal sending love to Shibra. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Don't forget, we're coming back at 2 o'clock Eastern Time with Scrabble. We're going to do Scrabble. And then tonight, we're going to do crossword puzzles at 8 o'clock, followed by, you know, the guy in the book. Where is he? We're going to find him tonight. Palazzo Place says hi to all in chat. Hey, Palazzo Place. Welcome back, birthday girl. Everybody say hi to Palazzo Place. It's her birthday. We sang happy birthday to her. Steady says, good night, sister and brother. All friends, see you tomorrow. Good night, Steady. Steady said hi. Thank you, Steady. Everybody check out our friend Steady. Thank you so much for stopping and saying hello. Appreciate that so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Mama says happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. It says my number is 555-555-1212. Call me. Ring, ring. Right? Right, Zed. That's a good one. Or my number is 555-8675-309. Chongning says, hello, blessed Mama. I was in your house watching your short videos. Awesome, Chongning. Thank you. Lisa Smiles says, hi, had to go find our squirrel feeder. That's okay, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Palazzo Place is bye for now. Kelly and Daisy, bye, Palazzo Place. Have a great birthday, young lady. Blessed Mama says, Chongning, thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, the water looks so pretty today. I told you that earlier, remember? Really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. Someone says, take care, Palazzo Place. She says, thank you, blessed Mama. Echo says, hi, Palazzo Place. Are you in Florida? Oh, happy birthday. Yes, it's her birthday. And she is in Florida, actually. She's very close to where I am. Lisa says, it disappeared during the night. Oh, with the wind, Lisa, maybe? Nature says, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to Palazzo Place. Palazzo Place. Nature Dog says, hi, Chongning and Palazzo Place. Yeah, welcome, guys. Nihal says, Nikal, sorry, says, blessed Mama, are you married? We're going to delete that because we're not going to ask people stuff like that. All right? That's too personal question. Lisa says, hubby had it tied down. And hi, Nature Dog. It was tied down and the blue still blew away? Wow. Palazzo Place says, thank you, Nature Dog. Ding, ding. Sorry, that's okay. I just don't want you questioning, you know, my friends' personal information like that. People are here to be relaxed and to have coffee or tea and stop in and say hello, and I don't want them being questioned like that. All right? Just so we're all on the same page. I'm not a stranger. I did not say you were a stranger. But I would never ask somebody that unless they were my friends, you know what I mean? Plaza Place says, Lisa Smiles, do you think Bigfoot stole your squirrel feeder? Bigfoot. Oh, it's raining. You guys, it's raining. We gotta look for a rainbow. It is raining. See? Let's look for the rainbow. We had a rainbow here yesterday, you guys. Right here. I don't see one, though. You gotta look for the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. No, look for it. All right. I am USA citizen. That's wonderful, but you're still new to us. You're just new to us, Mikal, so have some patience. Echo says, I was wondering because of the mention of hurricanes. I'm in South Georgia and we have been hit in the last 2 years. Oh, you have, Echo? Yeah, hurricanes are no joke, folks. Lisa says, yeah, I believe it may have been a bear because it was broke the vines. Oh, it broke the wires? It could have been a bear. Wow. So says, Nicole, we just want to keep the chat clean, that's all. Thank you, Zonal. Shiver says, wow, raining. Yeah, just like that. And now it's gone. Now it stopped. Look at. And now it stopped. Crazy Florida weather. Crazy. It's crazy, crazy. Mom Dog says, yay, rain. Yeah, for 2 seconds. Plaza Place says, no Bigfoot here on the east side. We're on the east side. We're on the ocean side. That's right. That's right. Sono says, rain, yeah. Skittles, taste the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. Nicole says, okay, Sono. Echo says, it can rain on one side of the street and not the other. That's right, it can. And it does. That's right. Nature just saw that beautiful rainbow that you posted. Oh, thank you. We were coming back from breakfast yesterday. We went out for breakfast. And when we came back, it was here. We just got caught a little bit in the rain. I said to my husband, it's sunny though. And I looked up as we were walking back home, upstairs, and there it was. Thank you. I'm glad you watched it. Thanks for watching it, you guys. Sherber says, Echo, yep, here in Illinois too. Nature, you found them? She found her glasses. She found her glasses. She found her glasses. Oh, I'm so glad, Nature Dog Realms. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She found them, everybody. Oh, I'm so glad. Plaza Places, pray for a quiet hurricane season as we approach fall. Yes. Nature Dog says they were on the trail. Oh, I'm so glad you found them. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay, Nature Dog. Yes. Echo. Yes. Ashir versus Plaza Place. Yes. Praying for all who get hurricanes. A very peaceful season, please. Berry says somewhere over the rainbow. I love that movie. Ashir versus woohoo, Nature Dog. Yes. She found them. That's good, Lisa says. Yes. Nature says, Berry, LOL. Kaleidoscope says, yes, rainbows come up if the sun is shining. Yes. You look for a rainbow when it's raining and it's sunny. Look for that rainbow. Someone says, congratulations, Nature Dog. Nikal says, Miss Daisy, I am not your friend. Not yet, you're not. No, right now you're just a visitor. Berry says they were in the last place you left them, question mark. Chawning says, emojis. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. There are different kinds of rainbows. There are, Kevin? Please explain. Hi, Kevin. How are you? Kevin's here. Everybody say hi to Kevin. So good to see you, buddy. Someone says hello to Kevin. What kind of rainbows are there? Please tell me. I did not know. Shipper says, Nicole, you start coming in, then you become a blue when we get to know you. Yes. When we get to know you or we've seen you around other people. I'm not special. Kaleidoscope says, hi, Kevin. Kevin says, dog clouds, rainbow, double, triple. There's a reverse rainbow and really? Sherbro says, you are special. Kevin says, hi, Sono, hi, Kaleidoscope. Nature Dog's praying helps. It does. It does help. Praying helps. Someone says, Nicole, you are special. Lisa says, Nicole, give it some time. It's worth it. Yeah, come back and visit us again, Nicole. Don't be in any hurry. What's the big hurry? There's no hurry. It's no hurry. Lisa says, Nicole. Nope, Nicole says, okay. Someone says, Sheer Bear, we think alike. You guys do think alike. You really do. Sheer Bear says, someone's all about nature. Yep. You think alike. Good minds think alike. That's right. Da, 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 da. Kevin says, anybody ever seen a rainbow in the west? I've only seen one in the east. Yeah, I've only seen them in the east too. Yeah, me too, Kevin. Nicole says, thank you, all my friends. Thank you, Nicole. Nature says, I walked the whole trail, and towards the end, they were there. Oh, I'm so glad you found them. I'm so glad. Nicole's using emojis. Peter Pan says, true. That's more than worth the time. Such a beautiful, nice community. Oh, thank you, Peter Pan. Thank you, Peter Pan. Echo says, gotta go. Blessed to everyone. Thank you. Blessed day. Thank you, Echo. Kaleidoscope of Happiness. You guys check out my friend Echo and her lovely channel, Kaleidoscope of Happiness. She's a wonderful lady, and you'll love her. Thank you, Echo, for sharing part of your morning with me. Sherber says, Peter Pan sending you some love. Sherber says, Echo, good luck for a nap. Lisa says, have a great day, Echo. Someone says, take care, Echo. Yep, take care, everybody. Take care, everybody. Nicole says, Sherber, thanks for your responding. All right, folks, we are going to say goodbye. We've taken up enough of your morning or enough of your afternoon or evening. We're going to go make some breakfast, and we will be back in 4 hours for Scrabble, okay? Lisa's using emojis. Thank you, Lisa. Chongning, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Nature Dog, I'm so glad you found your glasses. I know that feeling when you lose something that you really, really need. So I'm so glad you got them. Sherbert says, Nicole, you are very welcome. Make sure you come back. This is a great group. Yeah, thank you, Sherbert. Yeah, stop back and see us, Nicole. Oh, Sherbert, we have something in the water. We have. What is that? Is that a bottle? There's something in the water. There's something in the water. I don't know what it is, though. All right, we're going. Peter Pan says, bye-bye, everyone. See you later. Have a nice day. Thank you, Peter Pan. Lisa says, 10:01. Here's some coffee, everybody. Sherbert says, love you all. Have a very blessed day. We'll try to see you all later. Thank you, Sherbert. Sherbert says, what do we got? It looks like a bottle. I don't know what it is. It's floating, though. Someone says, never. We love this chat family. We love you, Sonal. Nicole says, yes, I'll do it. Thank you. Nature Dog says, have a great day, Echo. Abigail says, hi, Kevin. Sherbert says, I missed the noodle and the ball. I know I missed the ball especially. I love that gold ball. I don't know what happened to it. Chongning says, hello. Sonal says, take care. Joe Wrestling. Hi, Joe. Joe Wrestling, happy Monday, buddy. Hit the like button if you have not. We are going to get ready to take off. We're going to go make some breakfast. All right. We'll be back at 2 o'clock in 4 hours playing Scrabble. If anybody wants to play Scrabble, join us. At 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time, we'll be playing crossword puzzles. And then after that, we're going to do some Where's the Guy with the red and white striped shirt. All right. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa. Have a great day, everybody. I love you guys. Take it easy. Good morning, Share Bear. Hi, Roll Call's Cabin. Oh, I can't leave yet. I got to say hi to Roll Call's Cabin. How are you, buddy? Hi, Joe. Hi, guys. Welcome. Lisa's using emojis. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. We're just getting ready to say goodbye, guys, okay? Roll Call's Cabin, have a great day. Later, Zed. Thank you for being here, buddy. Next time, do your fingernails purple or, not purple, like gold or silver. Nature Dog says, hello, Lisa, Roll Call's Cabin. Sonal says, little cabin. Ryan says, see you later. Yeah, we'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Sonal's using emojis. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the flip side. 2 o'clock for Scrabble, 8 o'clock for puzzles, and also the guy in the hat, the red and white shirt. We'll see you then. You should make some stamps. I like it. Yeah, I like it. All right. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.